Okay, everyone, welcome to NBA Street Volume 2. This is another sports video I'm doing that is a lot of fun, very arcade-ish, very NBA Jam-ish. This game owes a lot to NBA Jam, but at the same time, it really builds upon what NBA Jam started in the arcades and, you know, on the Super Nintendo and on the Genesis. The game itself, we'll keep it basic, but we are going to go here. Turn off all the music, just so we don't get in trouble. But like I said, this game owes a lot to NBA Jam, but it really innovates and continues, I think, where NBA Jam left off. It makes it a lot of fun. It makes for a fun game. It makes for a good party game. And we get set up here, we will see that it takes basketball to a pretty crazy level in that, like NBA Jam, it's pretty over the top. We will be... What have we got here? Sonics versus, let's say, Lakers. It's a good matchup. Derek Fisher, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant versus Ray Allen, Brent Barry, and Rashard Lewis. Okay, we're going to go to, where should we go? Should we play in Seattle? We play in LA. I know there's an LA. We'll play in New York. The home of the home of street ball. This is what this game's all about, is essentially taking NBA players, as the game title would suggest, and taking them to the street. It's basically, what would the NBA be like if it was the Harlem Globetrotters, the And One mixtape tour, and, you know, a giant party all rolled into one. But the game itself is a lot of fun. The graphics are, of course, definitely dated, but still offer a good time. So we got Shaq, we got Kobe, we got pretty much we're up against a very difficult team. But we'll see what we can do, because if we can play any semblance of defense, which will be difficult against Shaq and against Kobe, and even against the old Derek Fisher, who's not as old as he is now. Well, any of these guys. I mean, Shaq's retired. He's with Charles and Ernie on NBA on TNT. You got Derek Fisher, who I believe is back with the Thunder, and you got Kobe Bryant, who's off to Germany to get another illegal, well, in my estimation, another illegal blood transfer on his knees. You know, to do the old swirl your blood around and make it fancy, but it's not quite what your old buddy Lance Armstrong would do, but it's close. And for some reason, Kobe and Dirk found out about it and really rejuvenated their games. Now, there's a lot of like combos you can do in this game. There's a lot of interesting things. I literally have not played this game in probably 2 years, so I actually don't really remember what I'm doing. I do remember, however, that in the game, I I did used to shoot a heck of a lot of threes, which are actually only twos. It's real street ball in that a dunk or a regular jump shot only counts as 1 point, whereas a three-pointer counts as a two-pointer. So we're going to go up against Shaq here, who doesn't offer up much resistance. But the other interesting thing is the combos. I don't really remember how to do them, but they make for pretty crazy, hilarious dunks, passes, alley-oops. I think if we turbo here, we can get a guy to... Well, see, it didn't work out. But you can alley-oop a whole bunch. You get your guy open, pass it to him, and he dunks it. So, again, it's NBA Jam style in that you're jumping far higher than you ever would in real life, especially Shaquille O'Neal, considering how fat he is. He would have never been able to jump as high as he can in this game. I don't remember if they let you break backboards. They may or may not. But the good thing about the game is it's got a fun environment. Each level, you know, each city you go to is its own. It's not repetitive. Each one has its own, like, flavor, I guess you could say, or style. This one's, you know, classic, you know, Queens, New York. It's the fall. It's the perfect time for basketball in New York City. You know, autumn in New York. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think the game still holds up well, even compared to, like, you know, the new NBA Jam that came out, you know, 2 years ago with, I believe it was Dwight Howard promoting it. So Shaq tried to swat it away there, but he didn't have much luck. Good thing about this game is, again, it's like I did an earlier video of NFL 2K5, and it's another game that doesn't feel extremely or overly cheap, in that you get ripped off by the AI. Problem is you try and string too much of this stuff together, and then yeah, you don't feel like you get cheated by the AI. Maybe on the higher difficulty levels. Again, I kind of started on basic because I haven't played it in a long time, and trying to just get a feel for what the game is like again. But you definitely don't feel like you're getting ripped off. I think if you do a bunch of combos, you can do an insane game breaker. And that will actually slow time down, which looks cool. I don't think it offers up as far as any sort of technical or tactical advantage, but one thing it does do is it literally takes points away from the other team. So you get a game breaker, you start it, you get down the court, and suddenly you score 2 points or whatever, and they have less points than they started out with. So yeah, we get a game breaker. I don't entirely remember. I think it'll tell me how to do it. But we'll start the game breaker here. Brent Berry going up against Kobe Bryant. Doesn't get any better than that. And we go up by 2 and they lose a point. So that's part of the real fun of the game, is working really hard, or not hard at all, if you actually know how to use the turbo buttons on here, unlike I'm doing. Really faking your guy out, using the R2 and the L2 and the R1, L1 to really break the guy's ankles, do alley-oops. It amounts to a whole heck of a lot of fun, and if you're down, you know, it's a really close game, you can really change the game, hence why they call it a game changer. But that is NBA Street Volume 2 for the PlayStation 2. It's a ton of fun. Great matchups, great rosters as well. As you can see, we've got some old, the Lakers. You got Shaq, Kobe, and Derek Fisher. You got Ray Allen with the Sonics. There's a lot of others. But that's the game there. It's a great game. If you've never played it, I would highly suggest you check it out. And hope you enjoyed it. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.